Here we go, SHOT Show 2025. I am super excited to be able to bring you my experience down here in Las Vegas through 3 days of SHOT Show. This is kind of a bucket list trip for me, and I'm really excited to share the experience with you. Now first up, there's a couple of thank yous that I owe my audience and some of my supporters. Now right out of the gate, you know last year I had asked the audience for help with the Gundie Awards. I was up for Breakout Creator of the Year, and I know many of you stepped up and dropped in votes for me as your Breakout Creator. I'm really excited and very thankful to announce that Monday night when I got to Vegas, I was able to win the Breakout Creator of the Year Gundie Award. That is so huge to me, and once again, thank you for those of you that took the time out of your day to drop a vote for me. Really encouraging for me to be able to get that kind of support from you. I know it took time and energy out of your day to put those votes in, and I truly appreciate it. Now with that, since then, I've been thinking about what that means. And for me, I understand you stepped up and took action to support me, and I want to repay you. So 2025, I want to make a pledge that we're going to hit it harder and put out better content than we ever have, starting with my 2025 SHOT Show video. Next up, I got to give a shout out to Arken and Outlier. This wouldn't have been possible without them helping me out with this experience. So you've seen me shoot Arken scopes on the channel for quite a while now, great performers. They were able to help me get down here. So in order to do this, it wouldn't have been possible without their help. So we're going to review some of their new products from Arken and Outlier. They've got some extremely exciting items. And then I want to share everything else that I found here at the show that I find cool in the precision rifle space. So the flow of this video from here is going to be, I'm going to run around and share with you what I see as highlights here for the show. Products that I feel like fit my interest or likely in line with yours, and I want to highlight those so that we can take a look at what might be on the channel and come into the industry for 2025. So first up, let's take a look at what's innovative and new from Outlier, and then we'll just go booth by booth, and I'll share with you what I'm seeing. I gotta tell you, this is a crazy experience. This show is 2 levels in one expo center, and then 1 floor here in the Caesars Forum in Las Vegas. And I budgeted 3 days to be down here. I had a list of to-do items, places I wanted to go, and you show up here, and it's hard to even just imagine what this show is and the number of people that I can make connections with. So I'm going to do my best to cover as much ground as I can, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to cover the entire show. I had a list of highlights, but man, there are so many really cool, innovative new companies and products here. Check out some of the other creators and what they've put out for a look at those items. So let's jump into it. Precision rifle, new and innovative products. Let's get to it. So first up, we'll talk about what I found at the Outlier booth, and that's going to be their Outlier Precision System, a really unique, innovative product they've brought out to the market. So you're looking at this thinking, you know, maybe just another precision bolt gun. There's a lot of unique features in this. The first will be the Outlier Mini Action. So if you take a look at this rifle, you can see clear through the ejection port out the other side. So on this rifle, the rear portion is your serialized component and holds your Remington 700 trigger, not connected to the front as one piece through the barrel. So then they're going to use the Outlier chassis, which you see here. Mini Action bolts into the chassis, holds the trigger, solid. Up front, you have your barrel. So this is going to be a backdraft barrel that we'll talk about in just a second, but it's secured into the chassis through 3 torque screws right there. Very rigid, kind of a steel extension right here that your floating bolt head is going to lock into. So really cool product in that it's joined or it's connected to the chassis up front here with the 3 torque screws, the Mini Action, and then the Outlier chassis. Now the backdraft barrel, as you see, it's a pretty thick profile, but unique in that inside of this barrel, and I'll try to insert some footage, there's going to be venting or grooves cut so that when you pair it with the Hex 30 suppressor, gases actually vent from the can back down into the barrel, and it's part of the expansion chamber for the suppressor. So we have an extremely small and lightweight suppressor. This thing for a 30 cal can is sub 6 inches, sub 6 ounces, and it's included as part of the progress. So in this situation, you've got a rifle that's about $2,000 or under with the can, and as set up with the EP4L, this whole package is sub 10 pounds. This thing is extremely lightweight, very price effective, very affordable. So if you're in the market for a cool, innovative, precision bolt action rifle, I'm really excited to see what this Outlier Precision System is going to do. Hoping to get my hands on one to do a full review on the channel here in just a little while. So again, one of the coolest, most innovative products that I've seen here at SHOT Show. Next up, let's take a look at what else I'm seeing out there on the floor. One of the products I was most excited to check out here at SHOT Show is the new Maztech laser rangefinder and fire control system from Magpul. So you think about rapidly engaging targets, ranging them and holding, that takes seconds normally, or it could be quite the process. What Magpul is bringing to market through these Maztech products will be a laser rangefinder that integrates into a heads-up display that puts on the front of your 30mm LPVO. So when they're packaged together, you can range the target using the LRF, and then inside of the heads-up display, it's going to display an electronic fire position or holdover. It's also going to be able to account for rifle angle as well as left or right cant. So if you get to play with this, you'll actually see your aiming point move based on what the rifle is doing. Now this package is purchased separately, so you can purchase the Maztech laser rangefinder separately from the heads-up display, and they will both work individually. So the laser rangefinder, there's two versions. There's going to be a 2K, which is going to be a lower power, good out to about 1,200 yards, or there's the 15K, which is going to be good out to a long distance. So talking to Maztech, sounds like if you're doing the ELR type work, that's where you're going to need the 15K. If you're doing maybe out to 1,000 or 1,200, the 2K should be fine, and they're going to be priced according to performance. Also really excited about this. It's got applied ballistics in it. It comes with an IR pointer, and down the road they're going to be able to add an IR illuminator. So really cool laser rangefinder. I'd love to get my hands on one, try out on the channel. Paired with it would be the fire control system, or the heads-up display, which goes on the front of an LPVO with a 30mm tube. This is going to take the information out of the rangefinder and provide you that holdover when they're working together. If you're running just the fire control system, you can still get that same holdover electronic display capability by using the dial here on the left-hand side. Roll the dial and it's going to change the distance that the unit is set up for to give you that aiming point downrange. Now what I understand, you can plug in whatever your load is specific to your rifle so that you have accurate data, so that holdover matches exactly the performance of your rifle. Some other cool features they have going on with this, they're going to have the ability to track rounds in your magazine, also track rounds in your kit. So through this, there's a trigger guard here. Magazines are going to have some information to track the number of rounds. This thing sounds like a really cool kind of integrated solution that I'd love to get my hands on. Again, to be purchased separately, rangefinder, heads-up display. From what I understand, pricing, depending on model, is going to be in the $2,500 to $5,000 range. And I believe this unit's going to be in about the $3,000 to $4,000 range. So as a package, you're looking at quite a bit of money, but think about the capability this is going to bring when you're trying to rapidly engage targets. Let's check out something else. The next product I wanted to swing by and check out is the new H&K A4 series rifle. The one in particular I was interested in is the MR 762. If you've been around the channel, you saw me review the LRP3 package early last year. And there are some kind of quirks about that that weren't really my favorite. So with the launch of the A4 series, it seems like they fixed a lot of the items that maybe I wasn't as excited about in that rifle. And I tell you what, my first impressions of this, the handguard width is awesome. Much slimmer than what I had on an older rifle. Really excited about the way the new handguard feels. And also really excited about the push pins that no longer require a tool to disassemble. So basically now, I can just push the pin out like you normally could. Of course, we're gonna do it here on camera, live. There you go, very snug. No tool required to pop that thing open. So that is a slick update in this rifle. Also want to check out the MR 556. This is another one. From what I'm seeing online, there's some other great videos from other content creators, very similar to what the HK 416 would be, military type service. And again, really impressed with the feel of this handguard, as well as the updated lower with the ambi controls, the push pins that no longer require tools. Let me know in the comments down below if this is a product, either of the HK MR 556 or 762, would be something you want me to try to feature on the channel. Let me know. To me, these are really exciting new products from HK. So I had to swing by and check out Henry Rifles. They're one of the sponsors for the Gundie, so huge shout out to them for that level of support. Wanted to come by and see what was new and exciting on their booth. The first thing I saw is this Lever Action Supreme. So check this out. This is a mag fed with an AR mag lever gun. Available now in 5.56 or 300 blackout. 16-inch barrel or 18-inch in the 5.56. Lever gun, AR style bolt. This thing's pretty slick. So they were telling me this is actually a free floated design, and they're expecting sub MOA performance. It's gonna have a Picatinny rail on top so I can slap a scope on it, threaded for a suppressor. You gotta let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this rifle? Would this be a fun one to stretch out to distance? So Just kind of quick impressions, dry firing, make sure we're clear. Seems like a pretty crisp kind of trigger here. Nice break. I don't know, I think it's interesting. Really cool what Henry's doing. I want to get my hands on the 5.56 version and see how far we can push a lever gun. Let me know what you think. So one of the brands I'm most excited about, I think they're doing great things right now, is Palmetto State Armory. Had to swing by their booth and check out what's new. So it sounds like they've got a new kind of 6-arc concept type rifle. They've got the Saber 10 bolt gun, and they've got a new M110K style Saber 10 rifle. So they're gonna finish out that M110 clone lineup with a 16-inch M110K1. Super cool rifle. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. So Palmetto, they're bringing really cool products to the people at a great price point. Stick around my channel, you're gonna see many of their products in action. I really love what they're doing. I'm excited to say they're one of my supporters, and I love showing off their products because it seems like many of you are interested. Now let's take a close-up look at some of the new gear I just mentioned. So the Saber 10 line, super cool because Palmetto is bringing some really iconic rifles to the market at a great price point. If you're familiar with Global War on Terror, you know the M110 rifle. It's gonna look very similar to this. Just got my hands on one, gonna have content coming soon. Last fall, I got to play around with the Super SAS, 20-inch, kind of a premium match grade rifle. Great shooter. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. New this year, though, is going to be the 16-inch M110K. So this is going to be Palmetto State Armory's version of the M110K1, 16-inch, 308 precision rifle. Again, super iconic. Now, if you're familiar with what these rifles are, you know putting together the real deal, M110, M110K1s, you're looking $15,000, $20,000 when you can find the parts of the rifles. What PSA is doing is bringing you a very similar product to the market. It's available and it's priced great. So these are in the $1,500 to $2,000 range. Great pricing on the market. Really excited to maybe get my hands on one of these later this year. Let's check out what else is new. So one of the companies I was excited to check out is Desert Tech. They've got the bullpup rifles, super compact package, long range performance. So you think about the MRAD that I shoot a lot on my channel, they have the SRS M2, which would be a comparable rifle, 308, 338 Lapua, 300 Norma, ELR capable rifle, and it's tiny. Never had one before, never had hands-on with one. So wanted to swing by, check out that SRS M2, check out the barrel change capability, and see if it's something that we could line up maybe for future use on the channel. If you want to see me shoot a Desert Tech or a bullpup out to distance, let me know in the comments down below. Initial impressions, these are really cool rifles and they'd be fun to try out at distance. So let's take a look at the barrel change. Perfect, so we're here at the Desert Tech booth. We're with Nick. He's gonna show us the barrel change capability here on the Desert Tech bullpup. Really cool design. Seems like a fun rifle for some ELR long range type content. So dude, let's swap that barrel out.
Yeah, so real easy to caliber change. It takes about 60 seconds to do it if you're really efficient. But the
that's slick,
recoil
dude.
pad comes off. There's just these tabs right here. You can slide it off the back. It's adjustable for length of pull, so if you wanted to add or take out spacers, you can do that really easily. Once that's off, you can remove the bolt. We run 3 different bolts on here. They're labeled with tactile indicators, so you know which caliber goes with which bolt.
Oh, that's sharp.
So this is our short action bolt here. And then our magazines, we run the same exterior footprint on the mag. So your short action mag has this little spacer in the back. So when you're running a long action, you don't have to change anything with the stock. You just throw a new magazine in there. Once those are out, we move over to the barrel. Our barrels have a locking mechanism on the receiver. So you'll just do a 180-degree turn on that to the unlocked position. Once you've done that, we have 4 barrel retention screws. These are torqued down to 80 inch-pounds. So you do about 1 turn on each of these to loosen them up. Once you've done that, the barrel slides out the top. Put a new barrel in. This little U-shaped notch right here goes in the 6 o'clock position. It seats onto a hardened steel feed ramp. Once it locks into place, we'll go back to that locking lug and lock it up. This ensures that it's seated all the way. If it's not, it won't lock. And then we torque these down to 80 inch-pounds.
That's slick.
And this right here is kind of the secret sauce to why we can guarantee a return to zero on the platform. There's so much clamping force that's applied by these retention screws that the barrel is always in the same place every time you change calibers. So again, there's going to be that zero offset, but it's going to be repeatable every time you do a caliber change.
So you don't have to lock the bolt in until after everything's torqued?
Correct.
Okay,
you can
cool.
do it both ways, but yeah, you do not have to.
Very cool. Very cool. Dude, that is slick.
Yeah.
So this would be comparable like to my Barrett MRAD?
Yes, very similar to the Barrett MRA, correct.
Very cool. Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it, Nick.
Thanks, guys.
So we're coming at you from the Daniel Defense booth. I've got a lot of comments around the DD5 and how it performs out to distance, so I decided to come by and check out what they've got for 2025. The first thing I found was this puppy right here. A little bit unique in that it's got a 3-position selector. So it's got a fun switch on it. It's going to be full auto. Now what this is their submission for the MRGG-A contract. So they would have submitted that to SOCOM with a 14.5-inch 6.5 Creedmoor barrel. It's got a barrel change capability, integrated full-length top rail, as well as the optic and suppressor you see here. So not publicly available, but I just thought it was a cool piece of kit that I found on the wall. I wanted to share with my viewers. Now something that Daniel Defense will be releasing this year is going to be what you're seeing here beside me. It's going to be a DD5 with a new handguard on it. You can see it's got integrated ARCA along the bottom. It's a part of the handguard, which is super slick. I love how Daniel Defense is securing that handguard and barrel nut to the rifle. This one's also going to be equipped with a Timney Daniel Defense spec trigger, as well as some B5 furniture on it there. You've seen me run that on the channel many times on my precision rifles. Now you got to let me know in the comments down below, if you want to see me get my hands on a DD5 like this and push it out to distance, maybe compare it to some of the other gas guns. What I'm seeing here is a pretty solid product. I'd like to hear your thoughts. So check this out. I've always thought 50 cal content would be awesome on the channel. You gotta let me know in the comments down below. Is that something you wanna see? I've always thought it'd be fun to take a precision 50 and see how far we could shoot it. We've got the space for it. And I think I might have found the rifle that would be super fun. So I'm browsing SHOT Show, run across HM Defense, and find their pretty slick 50 cal rifle. So checking this thing out, this is a precision-oriented 50 cal. They're saying they've shot this rifle sub-MOA with a 750 AMAX load. But playing with this rifle, there's some pretty cool specs, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. So you think about the 50s that are on the market, the ones I've played with, the trigger's not great, not really known for accuracy. So me, being a long-range shooter, I'm looking at things like the trigger. And when I pull this trigger, this is an actual precision trigger. So very clean break, and then also left-hand bolt, right-hand eject, so you're able to stay on the rear bag, stay in position, and work this rifle. The little bit of video that I saw, this thing barely moves when it's shot, so it's got a slick-looking muzzle brake on it, and it's quite, for me, it's a little hefty, you know, pushing 30 pounds, but understand that weight is to help control that recoil, and it's a part of 50. So HM Defense, sounds like there's a lot of like military-type contacts that they're chasing, but for me in my world, sub-MOA, 50 caliber, 30 pounds, this thing is manageable, super fun to push out to distance. So let me know your thoughts. Is this something we try to get on the channel, push some 50 out, see what we can do? And just like that, my time at SHOT Show 2025 is over. I tell you what, it went by in the blink of an eye. What an unbelievable experience, total bucket list for me. And I owe it all to you, my viewers, because this experience wouldn't have happened without your support on my channel and helping me grow it to what it is. You know, you think about what my experience was, and I hope you enjoyed the look at it there. That was just kind of a quick run through of what I saw that caught my eye there on the show floor. But that show is absolutely massive. There's no way you could get to all of it in the 4 days that the show is open. I tell you what, I came into town on Monday, nominated for a Gundie Award, which I was excited about just to be nominated. Then we came home with the win as Breakout Creator, and I find that extremely motivating. Thinking about that throughout the week, just like I said earlier in the video, I want to be able to return the favor to you. I know many of you took the time out of your day or multiple days to drop in a vote for me, and that means a lot. And in return, I'm hoping in 2025 I can deliver the best content you've seen yet. And I tell you what, I'm excited because after a Monday night, I then spent 3 days on the floor there at SHOT Show. Again, couldn't get to all of it. The place is absolutely massive. There's so many people and great networking opportunities. You think about what SHOT Show is. This is the Super Bowl of this industry. It's where maybe a brand new company with an invention, they're there trying to launch that invention, get some street cred, get some credibility and some sales. You've got your absolute powerhouses that we all know and work with, all in one spot, and you've got all the right people in one spot. So not only is it fun and an exciting time, it's in Las Vegas, it's a great place to go hang out with your buddies, but I tell you what, as a content creator, the networking was unbelievable, and I wasn't fully prepared for it. I got down there, you know, expecting to see new products, but what I came away with were so many new opportunities that I cannot wait to bring to you here on the channel. You swing by a booth, check out something, and throughout conversation, you realize that maybe that company is looking for a way to promote their product, or they've got something new they want to try out. And then I've got a great audience that trusts in me and believes in me to provide an honest review and an accurate look at what a product is. So it really is kind of a cool relationship in that the industry is looking for opportunities to promote their product, And certainly for me, I need opportunities to create new content. And I do that with things like rifles, bullets, reloading equipment, all of the items that you've seen here on the channel. So when I was down there, just in conversation, I came away with so many new open doors that I plan to follow up on, because it's going to lead to some great content in 2025. I tell you what, I had some great conversations with some companies that I'm really excited about, and I think many of you will be very excited about, with some awesome products that I cannot wait to show off here. So if you stick around, hang out with me in 2025, I can promise you we're going to have some awesome new content, and I feel like it's all a result of my time down there at SHOT Show. So not only is it all business, you know, outside of SHOT Show, you've got dinners. I had dinner with Eric Cortina, Pete from Impact Shooting, West Desert Shooter. I ran into Mud Gunner. He was also up for Breakout Creator of the Year. Range Day Bro, William Kirk from Washington Gun Trust Lawyer. All of these folks that I've seen on YouTube for years, you start running into them and having conversations and find out they're all great people. They're all here to help each other, and they're here to support a little guy like me. I tell you what, the networking was awesome. And then outside of SHOT Show, it's like it never ends. On one night, I believe it was Wednesday night, or it was Tuesday night actually, I got to go hang out at kind of an after party. I believe it was hosted by Agency Arms. I was there with a company that I believe I'll start working with on some night vision gear called See the Night. And they had a booth set up where folks that were in attendance could go out and try on some nods and shoot after dark. So throw on the nods, get the IR laser going, and plink away on some steel. That was my first time shooting under nods. It was awesome. And I tell you what, I'm hoping I can get some more night vision and thermal content, because it's an absolute blast. I know the audience wants to see it. But great opportunity that came up there, and I was able to capitalize on just because I was at SHOT Show. So once again, I know I'm kind of rambling here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found value in it and enjoyed watching. If you did, let me know your comments or your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what you want to see on the channel here in 2025. And if you made it this far, I want to ask for your help to continue growing. The easiest way to do that is watch my videos. If you're new to the channel, check out some other content that I've got. Subscribe so that you're in line for that next video drop. Like this video. It's super easy to do. And if you're curious about the companies that are supporting me and maybe supporting them, check out the link in the description below to my campsite bio. The best way to show that you're a fan of mine and you're helping me out is to check out their products, and if it fits your needs, maybe that's a great match for you. So if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you join me in the next one.